Welcome back to inside the burning walls of Oak Valley, Maine, for another episode of Podsquisite Corpsecast. This week, we're talking about Exquisite Corpses, issue number 5, written by famous Eisner hoarder Jordy Belair.
I could not have come up with a better title than Jordy Belair.
If you have a CLZ account where you log all your comic books and you look at your top creators list, I guarantee you Jordy is up there, as they have colored an incredible swath of comics and have won, I think, 5 Eisners for that coloring work. And wrote Redlands. I don't know if you guys remember Redlands, but
Redlands was good.
That was a great book that sticks in my head as Jordy Belair penning that one. So no stranger to the quill and ink. Is Jordy Belair.
Wow, we're starting this here of Jordy.
We're starting this one off very corny. Hey, let's get into it. Let's get inside those burning walls of Oak Valley, Maine, and talk about all the events that have come and gone for us in Exquisite Corpses issue 5. An action-packed one, fellas. A lot goes on. So it was a really good one.
I feel like I say that every issue, but
yeah, that's gonna be a theme every show.
I said last time that the last issue we read, issue 4, I think was my favorite of the series so far, and issue 5 I think is about a tie, right on par with the amount of action that we got. Okay, so this issue opens with tensions high in the control room. All of our candidates watching the murders take place in Oak Valley, Maine, and we've got the Slater and Layla Blaze caches of weapons being found so close together that their sponsors are a bit dismayed that they may have an unfair look having explosives and fires so close together. No takes?
Yeah. So it did seem to me what I liked about this opening page or two was we keep getting these like snippets of, I'll call them the patrons, the whoever, the folks that are like, no, not the town folk, like the people that are like in charge, seemingly like interacting with each other or like forming bonds or whatever, and then they just keep getting like ripped away. Like none of these people are ending up being like the good guy, even though you expect there to be a good guy in the room, because that's what ostensibly the story is about, right?
Yeah.
Is those people.
Well, we've been programmed to always find the good in someone, and very clearly there's no good in any of these people.
Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
Their dynamics are really interesting. I do love seeing how some of them get really bent out of shape about it, and then other ones are much more like, c'est la vie. It was another fun one.
But it's like they get bent out of shape, and then they're like, but who really cares? Like,
yeah,
like it's all just like a chess game to them.
Yeah, I'm still running the country.
Yeah,
I still win even if I lose.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at, where it's like, you see them like kind of poke fun at each other, but then they like truly just do not give a shit about anything.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun because it feels like, something, government, politics in general, like,
yeah,
feels very apropos to the time we're living in.
Andy, come on, we don't get canceled.
Sorry. Well, cancel me all
you
you
don't
want.
The FCC chair calling us.
Okay, before we hop out into Oak Valley, Maine proper, we see South Carolina confide in Massachusetts that this one feels realer than it's ever felt before for her because her twin is on the inside. I love this because it's like, oh, this person who's played with people's lives their entire existence is finally like, wow, this doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
The second you put your like loved one in there, like it's some big surprise that like,
my
playing with
actions
people's
have
lives
consequences.
is bad. Totally. So I thought that was a fun moment. And Massachusetts is like, yep, is what it is.
Sucks to suck,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Massachusetts is one of the older folks in the group, so she's become a bit jaded and keeps it really real with everybody. So
I've put plenty
I
of
like
sisters in
her
this game.
Yeah.
as a character on the inside. She's fun, although just as demented and evil as the rest, but a fun personality in
Yeah.
a kind
She's
of
like
like sponsor room.
she's like the closest we get to a real character. Only because she reacts the way that you, the reader, react to all these assholes in the room.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of the insert character. Except we're not killing people.
Yep.
One would hope.
No. We all
All
swore
right.
an oath before we started the show when we would not
That's right.
become entranced by the narrative and start killing people.
Much like doctors, we swore a Hippocratic oath.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so true.
Do no harm.
That's right.
All right, on the outside, paramedic Laura and our car salespeople, Audrey and Bruce, their stories are about to collide at the police station. And Audrey's clearly had some kind of trauma, I think to her head, that's disorienting her because she's like lost on like what time. She's like off on time by like a decade. She sees this friend from high school and is like completely lost it. So Audrey and Laura know each other from growing up together. And Bruce is still an entitled asshole and is just treating everybody like shit, even though he's got his hand cut off. It has not humbled him one bit. So we're still like, fuck Bruce at the end of this scene. They discover that the police station that they've rushed to is abandoned. How are you guys feeling at this scene?
Like uneasy. Like
Yeah.
any abandoned building now, as a reader, you're just like, oh, this isn't safe at all. Even in a horror movie, when
Yeah.
someone enters an empty building, you're just like, this isn't. You think it would be the safest place in the world, but it's probably just the worst place to be because there's either like egg sacs about to hatch or like the killer. This is where he like sharpens his machetes. Like it's never good.
Well, I think this is the first time we're going to have paramedic Laura kind of realize that this is what the cop friend was warning her about, that I'm putting together the pieces now. He was in on it and trying to let me know what was happening, which happened in, back in issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're dealing with the comeuppance of that.
I thought this was one of the funniest scenes in the story so far because you get an entire scene of a guy who is handless, just bleeding from a stump, and the paramedic is far more concerned with the woman who is either in shock or has a concussion or whatever. And even the guy who doesn't have a hand is only concerned about like getting to the police station.
Yeah, and getting like candy off the ground. He's just like, he's like, no one can ever cares about me getting a Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Audrey keeps droning on about her stupid kid.
Ooh, that's
he's
smart.
like missing a fucking hand. Like,
yeah, it's so crazy. He's such a prick.
Yeah. It felt like one of those scenes where like if you wrote this out for a movie, it would be way too over the top. But
yeah,
it totally worked.
It works. Yeah.
In situ. Like it was so good. Yeah, that scene where he bends over to pick up the Butterfinger or whatever the candy is and it's complaining about there's no Butterfingers while his hand is like shooting blood all over the place was so good.
Nobody better lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
But I can't.
I don't have many fingers to spare.
I have a buddy who used to work in the like carnival, and there was one night they were hitching up trailers and trying to align a hitch, and my buddy was pushing a trailer from the back, and the guy in the front was trying to align the hitch,
This is
and
terrible already.
and once they get it aligned, he's like, all right, we got her lined up, good to go. And my buddy gives it one last shove to kind of like click it into place. And when the guy had lined up the hitch holes, he had stuck his finger down in it and been like, "Yup, lined up." And so his finger came off at the middle, knuckle. And my buddy's like freaking out because he's like, this thing's spraying blood like crazy.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's like, do we find the finger? Like, what do we do? And he said the guy who's missing the finger is like, hey, look at like, like sticking like his like shooting blood half gone finger in his nose, like it's a funny trick to be like, look how far I got, I'm picking my brain.
Oh my
And
god,
just
that
like
dude's
is
a
like
king.
not taking the situation seriously, and he's like, man, I'm old, I've been like fucked up worse than this in my life.
I got 9
And
more. Shit, I'm fine.
Jeez.
I was like, this is true carny country folk kind of superpower that they've got.
What you
Fellas,
just did was legitimize me. I was seen as a
Just
freak
like,
with
yeah.
10 fingers in the carnival circuit.
That's right, yeah.
I'm known to indulge in a bit or two from time to time, but if I'm missing a limb, please,
Yeah, you're not going to be
help
thinking about
me.
joking. Yeah.
Well, let's not go too far, Andy. It's an appendage. He didn't lose a limb. The finger is an
it's just a
appendage.
digit. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Those grow
Got
back.
9 more.
If the Bible has taught us anything, those grow back.
All right. Leaving the police station for a moment, we get caught up with Zavi, who is our Halloween dressed up punk rocker kid that is trying to find his boyfriend Craig because he's witnessed some of the terrible things going on throughout the city.
A murder.
So he shows up at the concert hall where we know Layla Blaze and Slater have been this entire time. And so we've been kind of building to this comeuppance for a minute. And we then jump to Slater and Layla, who are taking stock of their caches, comparing explosives, and getting more and more horned up for each other as this goes on. So it is looking like a team up romance at this point, even though it's against the rules. You got to kill everybody ultimately to win. It is seeming like these two are going to find a way to get together. Any takes on that scene before we get back to the police station?
I thought this was probably the coolest twist when it came around, that seemingly two of the killers might work together or, somehow be in concert with each other.
Yeah.
It totally came out of left field, and I don't think anybody would have called it, given the elevator pitch of this book.
It was definitely, what's funny is that this is messed up to say, but it was very charming. Like their interaction
Yes.
between each other.
This
Like
book has destroyed us.
They are two monsters, like getting off on each other being monsters, but at the same time, it was like a fun meet cute. And the ability to like do that with these characters is like bravo, I think.
Yeah. Totally.
Well, I think it's fun because they're not. Every writer kind of understood the assignment of just like, let's not do the typical thing here of just like, yeah, of course, everyone thinks these people are going to fall in love and revert back to humanity and be like, you know what? Let's push all this aside. Let's just let love win. And it clearly does not in this situation. And that's what I think is the genius of this book, is just like, we three schlubs have this show. We're just like, oh, this will happen. This will happen. And it's just like these professional writers are just like, shut the fuck up. Like, here's what's really going to happen when psychopaths meet. And it's just fun and it's exciting. And it's It keeps you on your toes.
That it certainly does. Oh, let's take a moment, if we can, to
Mhm.
break for some Boulevard Space Camper appreciation. I am drinking Space Camper NA. They do it all, folks.
For neat and awesome.
For neat and awesome, when you need a beverage to keep the night going, the ritual of drinking something, but you need to cool off the buzz,
Mm-hmm.
get one of the tastiest NA beers you can get your hands on with Space Camper NA.
Zero gravity.
That's right.
Cheers.
I have drank a 6-pack of this just for fun. It is super delicious and very tasty.
It's probably the best NA beer I've had. I drink a decent amount now. As I get older and older, the more I filter it into
The
drinking
rotation.
sessions.
The best NA beer I've ever had. Water and then this Boulevard
Yeah.
Zero Gravity.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And it's like, if you want to be the DD for the night, seriously get some of this stuff. It is delicious and it'll just make you feel like you're still partying with the crew responsibly. Which you should be doing
All right.
responsibly anyway if you're going to enjoy Boulevard Space Camper IPA. Yum, yum, give me some down to my tum-tum. It's not a beer, it's a journey.
Thanks for the sponsorship and making First Issue Club possible, Boulevard Brewing Company. All right, let's get back to this police station. All right.
We
Right?
love a cop story here.
Okay, so we're inside the police station at this point,
Mhm.
and Audrey and Laura find that the remaining police staff are dead.
Yeah.
Bruce, being Bruce, raids the weapon cache and is like, hell yeah, let's get some guns. If you don't want any, that means more for me.
If I can't have Butterfinger, I'm gonna have a Glock.
So he goes to fill his arms up with as many assault weapons as he can
Mhm.
and ends up losing his head. The recluse has booby trapped
Mhm.
the police station's weapon cache, as I believe we saw in the last issue, right?
Well, that's so the last issue is when the janitor was talking with the recluse and how she has said she's just rigged traps everywhere. So don't get in them because she's not going to stop you from getting in them. So I don't know if it was that particular scene we were at, the police station where she was setting up that trap, but she definitely alluded to the fact that there were more traps everywhere.
Yeah.
So the thing I want to call to attention, and this could just be me reading too deeply, but
Mhm.
I would agree that the book leads us to believe that the recluse has trapped this, since we've seen, at bare minimum, the trunk of the car get trapped, along with a couple of other things get trapped. What they didn't explicitly show was any of the wires that we've seen from these traps in the past. So
So you're saying his
Wow.
head just fell off?
I'm saying his head just fell off.
Like,
No.
God herself was just like, I've had
It was-
enough.
this was from the previous recluse trap, where anime style, a blade cuts you so cleanly
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I know.
that you're up on your feet for a really long time before you slowly slide in half.
You're up on your feet. You're walking around for 10 years. You have a wife and child. In that
I
time.
get it. I get it.
It's a 10-year
understand.
blade slice anime cut in
And
half.
then one day you just explode.
Guys, I understand. I'm just saying, there was no
Right
like.
as your adversary sheathes his katana and clicks it on the case, then you explode 10 years later. Naruto, baby. Hey.
All I'm saying is there was
Mhm.
no explicitly shown wire or death trap mechanism.
Yeah,
in
you know
any
why?
of those
Because this
panels.
book's too elevated to walk us through it. What
Like,
else could have done it? What else could have done it?
Editor's note. This
I
was
don't
a
know.
recluse wire.
Editor's note, a little bubble on the bottom. Hey, remember from issue number 2 when you saw the recluse?
Look, guys, this is going to be my question to Tinian when we annoy him
Mm-hmm.
when he's finally answers the call and comes on this podcast. Do
Right.
you remember in issue 5?
Immediately ends the call. Boop.
All right, can we take a sec to really relish in the death of Bruce?
Yes.
That he's
Loved
been
him.
he's been an asshole this entire time. He's had a target on his back, and
We don't
not
have to put
only
up with him anymore.
not only did we give him a really fun death, but we gave him some fun dismemberment beforehand. So, well handled. Great
Ah.
job making a monster that we could have some fun.
No one
watching
deserves to
its
die by the
demise.
recluse, but am I surprised? No.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting thing that happens here, that when they're just like, all right, screw Bruce, we're out of here. We're doing our own thing now. And we're going to find Audrey's kid, Jason, that she's so worried about.
Mhm.
And our EMT Laura has agreed to go find her. At this point, while they're leaving the police station, they hear over a little bit of police radio that's tucked in to the cabinet that the kind of game master on the inside has been using to communicate with people, that they are working on setting up the perimeter, that enough of the night has gone by, that they're going to kind of create this fiery blockade that's going to keep everybody in the town and maybe even force everybody to the center as the like fires move in. So at this point, Laura really realizes that they're trapped. All of her suspicions are confirmed, and she's, of all of our citizens, is kind of most aware of the situation at hand at this point. Whereas Audrey's a little bit out of it still, and maybe not have like clearly clocked the whole situation. So Laura shaping up to be our hero, our knight in shining armor, I think.
And it also kind of debunks my theory that if you just lay low, you'll survive. Because it seems like they just want to kill everyone in the town now, the people who run the game, because they can't have witnesses afterwards, which just shows to prove that I don't know anything about anything.
I thought it was a good pointed note to have. Was it Audrey, the car salesman lady, Jason's mom?
Yeah,
Audrey, right?
Mhm.
To have her like throw up when she sees a guy's head get cut off.
yeah.
Because that, like, I mean, that's an accurate reaction. I feel like if I saw
Her
a
boss,
guy's head,
someone she knows really well.
well, anyone, but yes,
yeah, if I
her
saw
boss.
anyone's head come off, I think I would just at least kip in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think a lot of times in books like this that sort of gets overlooked, or somebody's like, "Oh man," and then immediately they like bust into action mode. But just taking a moment to have a character like have such a visceral reaction to a death is good. I think that stuff's kind of important sometimes.
All right. We are out of the police station. We got a lot of locations this issue.
Mm-hmm.
We're back with Zavi, who is trying to dash our bomber's plans by clearing out the concert hall. He knows something is amiss and still looking for Craig, finding the band, which remind me, do we know what is Zavi in the band?
I think
think
so.
so.
I
Oh,
think
I think
no, I
so.
think he was one of the kids, one of the pumpkin guys.
And he was like, Craig's going to come to my show.
Yeah.
I think that was his thing. His band was going to play. And
I thought, well, no,
and that's why he thought Craig was going to be there.
I
Yeah.
assumed in the beginning they were going to watch horror movies, and then I thought he was trying to convince him to go to this because the band that they liked was going to be there.
It was just a band they liked. Okay.
No. Confirmed. One of the pumpkin guys calls another pumpkin guy Zavi. Zavi, I'm sure Craig will be there.
'Kay.
Zavi is in the band.
Zavi's
Craig
in the
is
band.
yeah.
Is it wild to think there may be 2 Zavis in this town? He was wearing a pumpkin head.
I'm gonna say yes,
Unconfirmed
Craig.
at my point. Unconfirmed.
You know what? I'll give it
Until
to you.
issue 6, we're gonna put a pin in it.
This tiny Maine town that no one will notice if it's completely wiped off the map has 2 Zavis.
Has 2 Zavis. What's crazier to think? That this could actually happen, or that 2 Zavis live in a small Maine town?
Yeah. Hey man, Mohammed, most common name in the world. You know,
Behind the Tasty Freeze, sucking down chili dogs.
Zavi has to be short for Xavier.
Zaviander.
What a fool am I?
it's actually Zavithel.
Zavathy.
Zavathy.
So Zavi hits the fire alarm to get everybody to leave the concert hall.
Mm-hmm.
And Slater and Layla are setting up their like massive explosion at this point. And Slater plants a big one on Layla at this point because this is their moment. This is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Blow up shit and set shit on fire. But as was teased earlier in the comic book, Layla does not like to be touched. And because of this, she shoves Slater into one of the recluse's traps, which cuts him into probably the most pieces we've seen anyone cut into thus far.
Yeah, if you had a parlay of who was going to be chopped into the most pieces and you chose this guy, you made your bet on that one.
You won. So this is our first kill in a minute, at least as far as the killers inside the game are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
So Slater now off the board.
Which,
Layla's got a moment of... go ahead.
Did you guys remember who I picked to die before issue 7?
I'm assuming it was Slater.
It was Slater.
Yeah, it was Bruce's arm.
Nailed it.
Okay, don't revel in it.
Got to.
That's all I got.
Got to.
I'm going to be completely
All right,
honest.
so...
I can't remember my bracket.
That's why I wrote them down.
Mm-hmm. You got so excited, Andy, you messed up your camera, and now you're all blurry.
I know.
You're
I'm
full
super
blur.
sorry.
The camera can't contain the awesomeness. There we go. That's what we want. Full on.
There we go.
There we go. It was focusing on your microphone. Okay. Layla has a moment of delight, and she's showering in the rain of Slater's blood.
Which is pretty romantic.
Yep, it was pretty great.
And
Really,
super
really
metal.
fun. Feel the rain on your skin, but with
That was
blood.
actually like the second ending to the Titanic.
But then she spots the recluse and is like, "Yikes, I'm out of here," and runs away. So we've got the recluse on her toes. But she also, one thing that I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself scene-wise here, but she hops in the van with the band, who are just like, whoa, gnarly Halloween costume, because she's all like scarred and bloody at this point, just in overalls. And they're just like, fuck yeah, punk rock. Let's head to the next punk venue, which is where all the teenagers are headed to point B, which is just another venue they can get wild at. They're heading to the pit.
Let's get
all right.
Yeah.
Anything else on that scene before we move on? All right, let's check on a couple other characters. We've got Pretty Boy and the convenience store clerk, who I think's name was Michael.
I think that's correct.
Mm-hmm. I can't quite remember. I think he was a Mike or a Michael, though. And they're on the road sharing conspiracy theories. You got to love that. They both had alien stories. They're both into it. Talking about the Greys and getting zooted. Found a joint in the dash. So I like that these two are just like rolling together and keeping the peace for now. That Pretty Boy's like, no reason to disrupt my ride. I love that this convenience store guy has continuously been like the crazy shit that the government does, blah blah blah, and then they stumble on the government doing crazy shit, which is again lighting that fire perimeter and
Mhm.
keeping everybody in the town so there's no escape. So Pretty Boy and our convenience store clerk find that edge of town and realize there's no place further to go.
Does
the convenience store guy is a highlight every time he's on panel.
Yeah, he's great.
he doesn't make it through the book though, right? Like he's marked.
Yeah,
This is very much like an old Yeller thing where you fall in love with this thing and then at the end he gets rabies and you have to put him down.
I think Pretty Boy's gonna kill him when he's of no use.
I disagree because I think Mike is going to save Pretty Boy from being killed, and then Pretty Boy is just going to start killing so many people.
Maybe.
I do think there's a chance he is that character where there is a bit of a trope character that's like, this is the character that evades death so many times, like by
The Mr. Magoo.
accident or by right, exactly. And he could be that kind of character, maybe until the very end.
Who knows?
But I'm not totally confident. He's not immediately marked for death. I'll say that.
What tinfoil hat here, real quick. Tinfoil hat.
Yep.
Let's say Mike, the convenience store guy, survives. What if he apprentices with the janitor guy and becomes like the new up and coming janitor person?
Yeah, right.
Because they're just
Honestly,
like, every conspiracy theory is true. Do you want to be a part of it? And he's gonna be like, okay.
honestly,
I'm on the inside.
give me that spin-off book. I just want to read about the guys who set up this
Janitor school.
well, they just set up this event once a
Mhm.
decade or once every 4 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'd love to be on that Slack chain.
And that's about it for our issue. We've got, again, a handful of loose ends, and we've got some standings to cover here. Our dead are Leopold Strong, the congregation, Nurse Pete, and now Slater.
Mhm.
With our non-player deaths being Bruce and EMT Ian, R.I.P. EMT Ian.
Mm-hmm.
In the game, we have Lone Gunman, who we are overdue for an update on.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I even said that last issue, that we were, at some point, we got to see Lone Gunman pop up because we are overdue. And then maybe Lady Carolina. We've still got a question mark on her name.
Mm-hmm.
But first issue club prediction is that she is still alive, too good of a character to throw away this early.
Please don't take our predictions to heart.
Layla Blaze, Pretty Boy, Rascal Randy, Fox Mask Killer, and the Recluse still on the board.
And Gamer Kid and Calvin.
Oh, did I not say Gamer Kid?
No.
Gamer Kid and Calvin. One of Andy's predictions for
winner,
making really late stage.
That's right.
And you're looking good so far.
Yeah.
All right.
So to remind everyone, the FIC bracket, Mike D has Lone Gunman to win, Greg has Lady Carolina, and I, your humble Vargas, have Gamer Kid and Calvin to win. We also had a little side bet about who we think is going to die before the halfway point, issue 7. Obviously, I was the most correct by picking Slater, who died in this issue. Greg has the Recluse, and Mike D has Pretty Boy. How are you guys feeling about your picks?
I feel like mine will happen before Mike D's.
We only picked one character?
Well, yeah,
to die before issue 7?
Well, the person that you think is the most likely to die before issue 7.
Oh gosh, I feel like I would have picked someone else.
Well, too late now, baby.
Yeah. Enjoy that humble pie.
Damn.
No, Andy, to your point, yeah, I think the Recluse dies before Pretty Boy, for sure.
Okay.
Maybe not before issue 6 or 7, but
that's a bold pick. I like the Recluse as a character. The Recluse might be my favorite killer so far.
A lot of style.
Yeah,
They're the
a
most
lot of
hands-off.
style. Yeah, I like that he sort of like somebody will just die, and then you just like see his silhouette like creeping in the
Being
background,
a creep, yeah.
Like most spiders.
like a spider. Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right, the rest of our loose hanging threads. Audrey and Laura going to look for Audrey's son, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
We've got Jason still out trick or treating with Gamer Kid
that's right.
and Craig as their chaperone. Zavi is looking for Craig, heading to a different punk venue.
Yeah,
Then we've got Zavi's band picking up Layla Blaze and taking her to location B, and she's got bombs on hand. She says, "Anybody want some candy?" And we saw earlier that the candy was a bomb in disguise.
that's right.
Something that we know can take out at least 20 people.
That's right.
And then I think it was 3 issues back now. We saw Rascal Randy tracking Pretty Boy.
Mm-hmm.
But we have not seen follow-up there. Even though we got follow-up on Pretty Boy this issue, we did not see a peep from Rascal Randy. So maybe next issue.
Did Rascal Randy the congregation took out the gas station. Did Rascal Randy take out all the cops? Who were all those people that Rascal Randy choked?
Strangers.
I can't recall.
I thought the cops were shot execution style.
Were they?
The cops were shot.
Okay.
I think the cops were taken out by the janitor.
Yeah.
Aha. Okay.
Or the sheriff himself.
Or
Yes.
maybe the sheriff. Sure.
So the janitor would have a safe hub to start the game.
Sure. Okay.
And then
Makes
still,
sense.
again, no lone gunman update. So
Yeah,
we'll
wasn't like the
see.
lone gunman and Fox Mask Killer like the branding for this comic before it came out? Like that was like the 2 figures that they just kind of went for.
Yeah. Well,
You mean before the series?
Yeah, like while they were promoting the series, that's all I remember was the Fox Mask Killer person and the lone gunman.
Fox Mask Killer was the cover for issue 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and just has a really cool character design. So I think we always assumed that this character would just play a big part in this.
Right.
And then Lone Gunman was kind of the star of
issue 1,
where it took a lot to get him to sign up to even do this.
And
so we got to know him more than the other killers.
Lone Gunman was also the playing card from issue 1. And,
that's right.
And interestingly, I don't know if this is of note, but every issue where a character has died, except for, well, I guess never mind. I was going to say except for issues 1, 4 didn't have a death, but
yeah,
but
it was the maybe death, right? That was the Lady Carolina card.
That was Lady Carolina, yeah.
Close enough. But this one was Layla Blaze, right?
This was Layla Blaze, but Slater was the one that died.
Yeah.
But otherwise, issue 2 had Pete as the cover character and card. He died. Issue 3 had... Sorry,
Get your shit
straight. Congregation.
Show about this book. Get it right the first time.
Congregation died issue 2. He was the cover character and card. Yep. Issue 3, Nurse Pete died. Oh, okay. Slater was the cover character for issue 3. And was Nurse Pete not a cover character? Never mind. My theory is totally blown. I apologize.
That's why they're called theories and not facts.
That's Mr. Tiny Onion just keeping us all on our toes. It's all so random.
He's the true Joker.
Yeah. Chaos on a podcast is where he thrives. And he's certainly sown it on First Issue Club. For another episode of Podsquisite Corpsecast. We'll see you next time for issue number 6.
Which is supposed to be the big one, right?
That's the halfway point, baby.
All right. Bye-bye.